Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamti Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continue text 1 and 2 onwards. Shri Shukuvacha Keshi tu Kansprahita Kurer Mahim Ahayo Nirjarayan Mano Javaha Satavadhuta Braviman Sankulam Kurvannabho Heshit Bhishit Akila Tam Trasayantam Bhagwan Swagokulam Tadheshitairval Vigurinitam Budham Atmanamajav Mrigyam Tamagranira Upahavayats Vyanandan Mrigendra Deva. Shukdev Goswami said, the demon Keshi sent by Kansa appeared in Vraja as a great horse. Running with the speed of mind, he tore up the earth with his hoofs. The hairs of his mane scattered the clouds and the demigods' airplanes throughout the sky, and he terrified everyone present with his loud neighing. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead saw how the demons were frightening his village of Gokul by neighing terribly and shaking the clouds with his tail, the Lord came forward to meet him. Keshi was searching for Krishna to fight. So when the Lord stood before him and challenged him to approach, the horse responded by roaring like a lion. So a huge horse, as you can see in my background, right? He was much, much, much bigger than this. Satam nishyamya abhimukham kam bibaniva bhyadrabad artam marshanam Jagahan Padbhyam Arvinda Lochanam Dura Sadaschanda Javodratyaya. Seeing the Lord standing before him, Keshi ran toward him in extreme rage, his mouth gaping as if to swallow up the sky. Rushing with furious speed, the unconquerable and unapproachable horse demon tried to strike the lotus-eyed Lord with his front two legs. Tadvanchayitva tam adhokshjo rusha pragriya dorbhyam pariravidya padayo savagyam utsrijya dhanushatantare yathoragam tarkshya suto vyavastitah. But the transcendental Lord dodged Keshi's blow and then with his arms angrily seized the demons by the legs, whirled him around in the air and contemptuously threw him the distance of 100 bow lengths, just as Garuda might throw a snake. Lord Krishna then stood there. Salabdha sangya punar uthito rusha vyadaya keshi tarasa padharim soapyasya vaktre bhujamuttaram smayam praveshayamas yathuragam bilhe. Upon regaining consciousness, Keshi angrily got up, opened his mouth wide, and again rushed to attack Lord Krishna. But the Lord just smiled and thrust his left arm into the horse's mouth as easily as one would make a snake enter a hole in the ground. So Keshi is such a huge demon. Krishna obviously did not increase his size, and first time he threw him quite a distance away, and he fell unconscious. When he got up and angrily got up, again opened his mouth and rushed to attack Krishna. What Krishna did, he made a fist of his left arm and put his left arm in the horse's mouth. Danta nipetur bhagvat bhuj sprashas takeshi nastaptam sprasho yatha bahuscha taddeha gato mahatmano Yatha maya samvridhe upekshitaha. Keshi's teeth immediately fell out when they touched the Supreme Lord's arm, which to the demon felt as hot as molten iron. Within Keshi's body, the Supreme Personality's arm then expanded greatly, like a diseased stomach swelling because of neglect. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that although Lord Krishna's arm is more tender and cooler than the blue lotus, to Keshi it felt extremely hot, as if made of lightning bolts. So it depends how we approach the Lord. Keshi was approaching the Lord to kill him. In the same arm, when he puts around gopis during Ras Leela, they felt like it's very, very cooling, like a blue lotus. But Keshi, he was feeling it's like fire in his mouth, and all his teeth fell out. Because he put his arm in the Keshi demon's mouth and he expanded greatly. Samedhamanena sa Krishna bahuna niruddha vayush charnascha vivikshipan prasvinna gatra parivratta lochanaha papata landam vrisrajan kshito vyasuhu. As Lord Krishna's expanding arm completely blocked Keshi's breathing, his legs kicked convulsively, his body became covered with sweat, and his eyes rolled around. The demon then passed a stool and fell on the ground, dead. That's it. Krishna didn't even use any weapons. He didn't use any weapons to kill any demon in Vrindavan. And Keshi was such a huge, such a vicious demon. Krishna just killed him so easily. Tade hata karka tikka phalopamat vesorpa krishya bhujam mahabhuja avismito ayatna hatarika sure prasuna varshar varshad bhiriditaha. This mighty armed, the mighty armed Krishna withdrew his arm from Keshi's body, which now appeared like a long karkatika fruit. I don't know what kind of fruit is that. Without the least display of pride at having so effortlessly killed his enemy, the Lord accepted the demigod's worship in the form of flowers rained down from above. Devarsirup Sangamya Bhagvat Pravaro Nripa Krishna Maklishta Karmanam Rahasya Teda Dabhashita. My dear king, thereafter Lord Krishna was approached in a solitary place by the great sage among the demigods, Narad Muni. The most exalted devotee spoke as follows to the Lord, who effortlessly performs his pastimes. After speaking with Kansa, Narad went to see Lord Krishna. The Lord's Vrindavan pastimes were nearly completed, and Narad wanted to see those he would enact in Mathura. Krishna Krishna Pramayatman Yogesha Jagadishwara Vasudeva Khilabasa Satvatam Pravar Prabhu Tomatma Sarvabhutanam Eko Jyotir Vedasam Gudo Guhashaya Sakshi Mahapurushishvara. Narad Muni said, O Krishna, Krishna, unlimited Lord, source of all mystic power, Lord of the universe, O Vasudev, shelter of all beings and best of the Yadus, O Master, you're the supreme soul of all created beings, sitting unseen within the cave of the heart, like the fire dormant within kindling wood. You're the witness within everyone, the supreme personality and the ultimate controlling deity. So this is what Narad Muni who Krishna, Narad Muni knew who Krishna is. And he just approached him in a solitary place and started first praying to him. Atmanatma ashraya purvam maya sasrije gunan taridam satya sankalpa srijasya tasya avsishvaraha. You're the shelter of all souls, and being the supreme controller, you fulfill your desires simply by your will. By your personal creative potency, you manifested in the beginning the primal modes of material nature. And through their agency, you create, maintain, and then destroy this universe. Satvam bhutara bhutanam daitya pramatha rakshasam avatirno vinashaya sadhunam rakshanaya cha. You, that very same creator, have now descended to the earth to annihilate the Daitya, Pramath, and Rakshas demons who are posing as kings and also to protect the godly. Dishtyate nihato daityo lilayam haya kritihi yasya heshita santrastasa tyajanti animisha divam. The horse demon was so terrifying that his neighing frightened the demigods into leaving their heavenly kingdom. But by our good fortune, you have enjoyed the sport of killing him. Chanuram mushtikam cheva mallanyamscha hastinam kansam cha nihatam drakshe parashvo hanite vibhu. Tasyanu shankhayavan muranam narakasya cha parijata paharanam Indrasya cha parajayam udvaham vir kanyanam vire shulkadilakshanam nirgasya mokshanam shapat dvarkayam jagatpate syamantakasya cha manes adhanam sahbhateya mrita putra pradhanam cha brahmanasya swadhamata Paundrakasya vadam paschat kashi puryascha deepanam dantavakrasya nidhanam chadyasya cha mahakrito Yani janyani virayani dvarakamaavasan bhavan karta drakshami aham tani geyani kavibhir bhuvi. The Narad Muni in a short told him all the pastimes that Krishna is going to perform. In just 2 days, O Almighty Lord, I will see the deaths of Chanur, Mushtik, and other wrestlers, along with those of the elephant Kavalyapira and King Kansa, all by your hand. Then I will see you kill Kalyavan, Mura, Narak, and the conch demon. And I also see you steal the Parijat flower and defeat him. I will then see you marry many daughters of heroic kings after paying for them with the valor. Then, O Lord of the universe, in Dwarka, you will deliver King Nirga from a curse and take for yourself the Shamantak jewel together with another wife. You will bring back a Brahman's dead son from the abode of your servant Yamraj, and thereafter you will kill Paundrak, burn down the city of Kashi, and slay Dantavakra. And you will also put an end to the king of Chedi during the great Ratsviya sacrifice. I'll see all these heroic pastimes, along with many others you will perform during your residence in Dwarka. These pastimes are glorified on this earth in the songs of transcendental poets. So this is Supreme Personality of Godhead. All his pastimes are mentioned in the scriptures. He doesn't have to announce anybody that he is Supreme Lord. These days, people, they just call each other, oh, you're Bhagwan and you're Bhagwan. Well, don't know what they're going to do next. Here, Narad Muni knew exactly what Krishna is going to do, and he's telling, oh, my Lord, 2 days I'm going to see you kill Chanur, Mushtik, and all these slurs, and then following so many pastimes you're going to do. Athate kala rupasya kshapaishnor amushyuve akshohininam nidhanam drakshami arjun sarthe. So this was also foretold by Narad Muni. Subsequently, I'll see you appear as time personified, serving as Arjuna's chariot driver and destroying entire armies of soldiers to rid the earth of her burden. Vishuddha Vijnana Ghanam Susansteya Samapta Sarvarthamam Vanchitam Swatejasa Nitya Nivritta Maya Guna Pravaham Bhagvantam Imahi. Let us approach you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for shelter. You're full of perfectly pure spiritual awareness and are always situated in your original identity. Since your will is never thwarted, you have already achieved all possible desirable things, and by the power of your spiritual energy, you remain eternally aloof from the flow of the qualities of fusion. So you always remain in spiritual potency, energy. Swamishwaram swashrayam atma mayaya vinirmita shesha vishesha kalpanam क्रीडार्थम अध्यात्म अनुष्य विग्रहम न तो अस्मि धुर्यम यदु वृष्णि सात्वतम. I bow down to you, the supreme controller, who are independent only on yourself. By your potency, you have constructed the unlimited particular arrangements of this universe. Now you have appeared as the greatest hero among the Yadus, Vrishnis and Sattvatas, and have chosen to participate in human welfare. Shri Shukuvacha, Evam Yadupatim Krishnam Bhagavad Pravaru Muni Pranipatyabhya Anugyato Yayo Taddarshanotsavam. Shukdev Goswami said, having thus addressed Lord Krishna, the chief of the Yadu dynasty, Narad bowed down and offered him obeisances. Then that great sage and most eminent devotee took his leave from the Lord and went away, feeling great joy at having directly seen him. Bhagwan api govindo hatva keshinam ave pashun palyat palah priter vraja sukhavaham. After killing the demon Keshi in battle, the Supreme Personality of Godhead continued to tend the cows and other animals in the company of his joyful cowherd boyfriends. Thus he brought happiness to all the residents of Vrindavan. Very soon he's going to leave, in just 2 days. Ekdate Pashunapalan Charayantu Adrisanushu Chakrur Nilayan Kridash Chorapala Padeshata. One day the cowherd boys, while grazing the animals on the mountain slopes, played the game of stealing and hiding, acting out the roles of rival thieves and herders. They're playing chor police. Tatrasan katiche chora palasha katichin ripa mesha yitasha tatraike vijrahur akuto bhaya. In that game of kings, some acted as thieves, others as shepherds, and others as sheep. They played their game happily, without fear of danger. Mayaputro Mahamayo Vyomo Gopala Veshatrik Mesha Yitan Povaha Rayascho Raito Bahun. A powerful magician named Vyoma, son of the demon Maya, then appeared on the scene in the guise of a cowherd boy. Pretending to join the game as a thief, he proceeded to steal most of the cowherd boys who were acting as sheep. Giridaryam vinikshipya nitam mahasura shilya piradhe dvatam chatu panchavasheshitam. Gradually, the great demon abducted more and more of the cowherd boys and cast them into a mountain cave, which he sealed shut with a boulder. Finally, only 4 or 5 boys acting as sheep remained in the game. So he was stealing the boys who acted like a sheep, and he was putting them in this cave. And this is the same cave which was used by Brahmaji when he stole the cowherd boys and kept them away from Krishna. And actually, it's a very, very beautiful cave in the place called Kameva, which we had gone there to take darshan of. Tasya tat karma vigyaya Krishna sharda satam gopanayantam jagraha brikam hare rivojasa. Lord Krishna, who shelters all saintly devotees, understood perfectly well that Vyomasura was doing. Just as a lion grabs a wolf, Krishna forcefully seized the demon as he was taken away more coward boys. Sanijam rupam asthaya girindra sadrisham bali chanvimoktam atmanam na shaknod grihan. Changed into his original form, a big and powerful as a great mountain. But try as he might to free himself, he could not do so, having lost his strength from being held in the Lord's tight grip. Tam nigrihyachuto dorbhyam patitvam mahitale pashatam divi devanam pashu maram amareyat. Lord Achyuta clutched Vyamasura between his arms and threw him to the ground. Then while the demigods in heaven looked on, Krishna killed him in the same way that one kills a sacrificial animal. The Acharyas inform us that sacrificial animals were killed by means of strangulation. So Vyamasura, Vyam means Akash. So he was so big and mystical powers, he flew in the sky and Krishna had to fight him in the sky. And actually with their fight, when both of them were fighting, sometimes in the cave, sometimes in the sky, the whole, that whole mountain where the cave was, it was shaking vigorously. That Balramji had to put his foot down on a rock to hold it from shaking. So much so, with so much of strength, Balramji put his foot down that his lotus feet imprint were made on that rock, and that those imprints are still there. We can go and take darshan of those feet imprints of Lord Balram. Guha pidhanam nirvidya gopani sare krichritaha stuyamana surar gopah pravivesh gokulam. Krishna then smashed the boulder blocking the cave's entrance and led the trapped cowherd boys to safety. Thereafter, as the demigods and cowherd boys sang his glories, he returned to his cowherd village, Gokul. So thus ends the purpose to 10th canto, 37th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Killing of the Demons, Keshi and Vyama. So tomorrow we'll start new chapter, chapter 38, Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. That is very heart-rending scene when he comes. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So is that the last word? Vasudevaya should be pronounced as Vasudevaya, or is it just Vasudevaya?
No, it's only Vasudevaya, not Bha.
No, is there now? Okay.
No.
Because mantra has very strong reflections, when we pronounce it. So I wanted to be correct on pronouncing it. I use it every day.
That is good, but in Kali Yuga, Mahamantra is good enough, and whichever way you pronounce, Prabhu is ready to accept it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is from Satyuga.
So it goes, Prabhuji, in the morning, recitation, but evening I do that. Not as much as 8 or 16, but at least 4 daily I do, average. 4 Mahamantras, 4 malas every day. So morning it
So
goes.
if you can increase that, you can chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's okay. It's a mantra. But this is Mahamantra. So if you can increase that from 4 to at least 6 rounds, that would be great.
I'll do, Prabhuji. I'll do. Sure.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare